I want to congratulate Donald J. Trump. He is the one that strives so hard to be the best ratings, the best numbers, the biggest crowds, the biggest everything that, that's just his ego everywhere he goes. Well, he is the first many, many, many times over. And this week brought about another such moment. The Arlington National Cemetery and the Army has put out an official statement. Now, this they have never had to do before in history. Very similar to Lysol and the company that creates Lysol, putting out that statement, letting people know not to listen to our then president and drink Lysol to kill COVID. That was another first for the Stable Genius. But this one's for Arlington National Cemetery. It says, the Arlington National Cemetery routinely hosts public wreath-laying ceremonies at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier for individuals and groups who submit requests in advance. The ANC conducts nearly 3,000 such public ceremonies a year without incidents. Participants in the August 26th ceremony and the subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of these federal laws, Army regulations, and DOD policies which clearly prohibit political activities on the cemetery grounds. An ANC employee who attempted to ensure adherence to this was pushed aside by Trump's people. Now, this is something that everybody knows. It is written, it is known. They were told in advance they're not allowed to do anything in Section 60. They were told that there's very strict rules in Section 60, stricter than anywhere else in the entire cemetery. And by no means are they allowed to have a whole group of people walking all over the grave sites and posing for pictures and filming a political commercial. So as J.D. Vance, the couch-loving vice presidential candidate, spoke emotionally with his eyes welled up through his eyeliner, that it didn't happen. It was nothing. Donald J. Trump today blamed the family that he was posing for a picture with. That picture, when the girl was like this, over the graves of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice defending our country. Now, the headstone right next to this photo op, that soldier's family has filed a lawsuit against Donald J. Trump and against his campaign for not only desecrating the grave and walking all over his grave, but not having permission from the family to include his grave, his headstone, in a political ad and photo ops. Now, Donald Trump went on camera yesterday and said that the family that he was smiling with must have set him up, or it was the Biden administration that set him up. Yeah, the Bidens did this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've heard all about how he loves the veterans, and there's all the MAGA excuses on how much he really, really loves veterans, and he tries to take care of the veterans. But the fact of the matter is, every single day, every single action, he does stuff like this. And if it's not this, it's basically insulting the Congressional Medal of Honor. And those heroes that are awarded the highest military honor possible. It's the Congressional Medal of Honor. And Donald J. Trump, on the podium, was talking about how the Presidential Medal of Honor is better because the people who receive that are beautiful people, and they come up and they're really nice and pretty, and they get this beautiful on it, and it's a better medal. It's more important because he gave it to a billionaire's widow that gave him $360 million in his campaign. And the reason why it's better than the Congressional Medal of Honor is the Congressional Medal of Honor recipients are either deceased or all messed up because of all those bullets. He said that while he was president. He said that. How much more do the veterans need? How much more can he do to prove he doesn't care about you or your families? He took $500 million allocated not only for veterans benefits, but to build schools for the children of our heroes in the forts. $500 million that went to Steve Bannon and the wall that never got built. The money went away somewhere. That came from veterans, as the Republicans vetoed every veterans benefit bill the entire time Joe Biden has been in office. Cutting the PACT Act, cutting benefits for those who were medically damaged by chemical burns and inhaling and stuff like that. That goes back to Agent Orange. And now what he's promising to give our veterans if he gets back into office is 10 years of benefits. Only 10 years. That's it. And if the veterans are on disability and getting a pension, disability's canceled, as is their medical insurance, because the pension should cover all of it. That's his plan for veterans if he does get back into office. So any of you veterans that still want to vote for him, you're abandoning your promise to this country. You're abandoning your promise to protecting the Constitution of the United States. And you've already abandoned your promise to protect your brothers and sisters, because all of this stuff at the cemetery and with the Congressional Medal of Honor and all the other ways he screwed over every type of veterans he could possibly screw over in every type of way, you're still standing by him. So you've already abandoned your post and your oath. Now, I appreciate your service. Thank you for your service and the hero that you were at one point. But right now, you're ignoring some pretty important stuff. Step away from your vote, back up, think about why you love this country as much as you do, and why you are a hero and you did serve this country. Unlike Captain Bone Spur von Schützenpanzer, because his closest thing to battle was avoiding STDs during the 80s. Again, his words. Thank you, veterans, for your service. For all the veterans that realize what he actually is and what he's actually doing, and has already committed to voting for Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, thank you for your continued service. For any of those who haven't reached that conclusion, thank you for your past service. I'll pray for you in the future. And maybe you'll go and find that guy, that girl, that used to see it clearly. This country needs you now more than ever. Don't abandon it. God bless. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together. That means all of us, every single one, on both sides of the aisle.